and welcome back to Growing Up Godly.
So during our giveaway, we had a question that earned an entry when you answered it, and it was, what has God been teaching you during this quarantine? And so we decided that we would share what other people around you are learning from God, and this is going to remain completely anonymous. Is that right? Anonymous. But we thought you might be encouraged by what other people are learning, and maybe we can learn together and grow together.
A lot of you guys also said you wanted some more advice videos and daily life videos and things like that. So we thought we would kind of share our take on what we've also learned during quarantine in agreement with what you guys said.
Let's get on with it.
Alright, so the first one we have is to never forget that God is with us and that we should still, no matter what, continue sharing His Word. I think this is definitely great. I think quarantine gave a lot of us time to kind of meditate and think about what our priorities were when we had no schedule. And we were trying to think, do I really need everything put back on my schedule when this is all over?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a lot of us, hopefully, will have found that we don't need all that stuff on our schedule. We need to kind of reprioritize our life. And one of the great things that we can have more time to do is share the gospel with those around us.
Yes, and even when we were quarantined, we still have opportunities to share the word with others. We have Zoom and social media. You could be a social media missionary. Like, that could be your goal, to share the word with your social media account, using that to glorify Him. And so yeah, that was a really good thing to learn during quarantine.
A lot of people mentioned patience. I think that was something we all had to learn when you're with the same couple of people all day, every day. That God has taught her or him to be more patient, and that even though this has been a hard time, they really hope that this small experience of learning patience can lead to a bigger one, which I think is really, really cool. Just taking the little bits that you've learned during quarantine and making it bigger as you go out and continue doing more of your life, I guess, and your daily activities, just taking that patience with you.
And God really has been using this quarantine to teach people, because you're forced to spend time with your family. And if you can't get along with your siblings and your parents at all, what makes you think you're going to get along with your employee or co-workers or employees, I guess, if you're a boss, your future spouse, your kids, your everything? So just learning to love each other through, no matter what, knowing that everyone's going to slip up and you're going to annoy each other. But agape love is about the person choosing to love, not the one being loved. They don't have to deserve it. They don't have to earn your patience. It's something you choose to do as a child of God, to be an example.
All right, another one that was mentioned a lot is learning to trust God more. I think that was a big thing, because most of our lives we're in control of whatever we're doing. We're in control of our schoolwork. We're in control of how well we do on sports and how well we practice. And, you're in charge of your, what you do at work and things like that. But with this quarantine, nobody was in control. Nobody could do anything. We were all stuck in quarantine. And you just had to trust that God had a bigger plan and that He was going to get everyone through this. And so I think that was definitely a great lesson to learn during quarantine, and something that we all need a reminder of every now and then.
Mm-hmm. That's good, because control is definitely an issue for a lot of people, I think. And God is definitely going to use this time. And in my perspective, just looking at the bigger picture, I mean, God can use this to send revival to the world. I mean, everyone was going through this, and the small sacrifices we had to make for His kingdom to come and His glory to be shown were small sacrifices. We have to remember to trust that it was worth it. It was for our good. He's not going to take stuff away just to take it away. He wants to teach us something.
All right, another one, I'm going to kind of put the next two together, and a lot of people mention these, is being strong and courageous, and knowing that there's hope even in a crisis.
Yeah. Hope, definitely. When you are a Christian, when you are a child of God, you always have hope, even in death, because it's just going to draw you closer to the Lord. And you have hope knowing that there is a God who loves you and who's going to work out everything around you for your ultimate good and for His ultimate glory. And that's where our hope is. It's not about how much hope we have, it's about who it's placed in. And if it's placed in Christ, we're good.
And I think too, just looking at the world around us, how frantic everyone was and how anxious everyone was, it's a great reminder that we are surrounded by people who need hope in Christ. And as we start to go back into our normal day-to-day life, we need to remember that we need to shine bright and show people the hope that they can have through Jesus, that through the next couple of years are still going to be uncertain as we figure out what to do post-quarantine. Just letting people know that they do have hope in Christ and that they don't have to be fearful because He's with them. One person said they learned that they were made for fellowship.
Yes, we are all made for fellowship. I think I can talk for all the extroverts out there. We realize that we live on fellowship. Fellowship, first of all, with God, but other people are so important, and you cannot disconnect yourself, even during quarantine. Find a way to FaceTime, Zoom, text, call, be with other believers, and it encourages you so much to know you're not alone.
And as a generation, we have gotten so attached and addicted to our phones that a lot of the time we'll see like groups of kids hanging out on their phones, not even fellowshipping. So hopefully out of this, we'll all learn that yes, we're made for fellowship. Yes, we need other people in our lives. So let's put down those phones and enjoy that time spent with people, because you're never going to get that time back. And there is nothing more important on that phone than your friend or your family member or whoever you're hanging out with. The next one is saying that he has taught me what's really important, spending time with him, and also serving my family should be a priority whether we are quarantined together or not.
That's good.
I think a lot of people get stuck in their school life and school activities. I mean, we've done it during like a very busy theater season or something like that, where you forget to spend time with family and those who matter most because you get so caught up in what you're doing and your activities in your life. So it's a great reminder to put your family as one of your top priorities in your life, because they're going to be with you your entire life. And also definitely making it a priority to spend time with God.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the time we have gotten as a family that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise, because we're not going to all these events. We're just at home playing games and being with each other. And then spending time with God is sometimes even harder during quarantine, because you're like, well, I have so many other things I could be doing, you know, like you don't really feel like it. Don't give yourself a choice being like, I am going to read my Bible every day. Like, it's just a fact of life. That's what I'm going to do. That's who I am. And making that choice and sticking with it is very important.
I'm also going to combine the next two, and a lot of people wrote different versions of this, saying that we need to have more faith and to be still and know that He is God. I think those are definitely two great points, that just a great reminder that we need to have during quarantine and then post-quarantine as well. Next one is to rely on Him and pray more. I think prayer is a big thing that we have all learned during quarantine. Even if you're a strong prayer, you probably have not prayed as much as you have in quarantine. Just praying that not only would God, fulfill your needs and help you get through it, but that He would also use this for His glory.
So something God has been teaching me, and it relates to this in the prayer aspect of this sentence, I guess, is just abiding. And it's a continual lifestyle of prayer. It's not just like, oh, bless the day, bless my family. It's not just when you get mad, just when you get sad. It's every moment being like, well, what would you like me to do next, Lord? And well, thank you for this, Lord. And I'm looking at Alana. Thank you for my wonderful sister, Alana, Lord. And just living that continual lifestyle of prayer, and also finding time to set aside to just completely dedicate it to prayer. Both of those are very important.
And as someone who's been working during quarantine, my job has been very stressful. We've had a lot of things that we've had to change, which has been really, really hard on the whole team. And just thinking back to when I first became a manager, I was praying constantly that Lord would give me wisdom and discernment, that He'd help me be able to learn everything quickly and be the best that I could. But then once I kind of figured it out a little bit and got my groove, I got comfortable. And I really wasn't praying as much throughout the day, if at all. Some days it was just, oh, I got this. And during this quarantine, I've been stretched so much and been so stressed out and trying to, figure everything out for myself and helping those around me, that I really had to start praying more at work, that the Lord would help me and that the Lord would give me the strength. And I feel like that has been so great, just to remember that I can't do this on my own, no matter how much experience I have, that I need to lean on the Lord each and every day.
This quarantine is really teaching people to need the Lord. Like, we realize how much we need Him when everything else is stripped away.
The last two I'm going to combine as well. One says never take anything for granted, and the other one is to remember how precious and short life can be. Enjoy it while you're here.
Amen.
Again, I think this goes with remeditating and thinking of through your life and where you've come and what you've done, and just reprioritizing your life and realizing, if today were my last, would I have accomplished all that I wanted to? Would I have shared the gospel with all the people I wanted to? Would I have, left a legacy that people are going to remember and that people are going to be changed by? Well, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you all for answering that question in our giveaway. It was really great to read what you guys were learning, and we hope that by sharing what others around you have been learning and what we've been learning, it'll be an encouragement to you all.
Yes, God is using this quarantine in so many ways, individually, locally, and then all across the world. He is using this, and He has a plan. So just think about the bigger picture and be encouraged by that. If we didn't say what you learned, or if you want to just share it, you can put it in the comment section below. Or if you had like a question about something we said, put that down there too. We'd love to respond to that. And just thank you guys for being so open with us. We'd love to hear it.
Again, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week for a new video.
Bye.
Bye.